What's going on, coding family? What's the deal? Y'all, we made it through the Arctic blast and we kept the heat on. That was a blessing, y'all, because I was praying because Texas, we don't once you say black ice, we ain't going to work. PTO time is put in the day before, and we ain't going to y'all say no snow and no black ice on the roads, baby, because we don't know how to. We don't know how to drive. We don't know it, but we made it through. I made it through. I started my new job on Monday, so I'm excited about that. This is a new opportunity for me. I will be a multi-specialty coder at my new job. So this is going to be learning a totally different system and getting more in depth with coding. So I am super excited. It is a blessing from God. Seriously. So anyway, so today we're going to be talking about degrees versus certifications. So this is something that I know y'all have probably thought about or had in mind. I do have a degree in psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology as well as my certified professional coding degree. Did I try to get them at the same time? No, I did not, or I would have been crying a lot. The first thing I attempted was my psych degree. So I didn't end up going to school for psych at first. I was going for the RN program. So the RN program was something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a nurse. It was something that was been on my heart since a kid. I took anatomy, physiology, biology, microbiology, all those prerequisite classes to get into the program. The testing to get into the program was just really difficult for me. I had taken it several times, and at one point I felt like I was really wasting my time. Sometimes things can be very distracting in life. Like I said, you have life going on, trying to attempt to get a degree, whatever it may be. And so I decided to go for my psych degree because I had all the prerequisites to start in psychology, and I really enjoy psychology. I wasn't even thinking about attempting to get my certification as a professional coder. So it just kind of worked out that way. So once I got my psych degree, I just knew that I couldn't stop. Like I couldn't stop here, but I didn't know what else I wanted to do. So a couple of years later, that's when I decided to obtain my certification as a professional coder. I think it was the best thing I could have ever done, getting my bachelor's degree. I think it was the best thing I could have ever done. Yes, I have student loans, so don't even ask me that question in the comments, y'all, because yes, I do. I have student loans. But what you make, the salary that you obtain with having a degree and a certification, you should be able to pay back these student loans. And it's all based upon what you make in a year, your yearly salary. So I don't want to get too much into student loans and things of that nature. But so this is what I want to say. Once I got my certification at the job that I was working at, I let my boss know, hey, I got my certification. I'm a certified professional coder now. They had to redo my salary. And so this is what I was not prepared for. Once they said, okay, we want you to flow into the position of being a certified professional coder, how much are you asking for? And y'all, the salary that I came up with, it will surprise you. So the salary I asked them for was $75K. And they ended up giving me less. So that was kind of like a range for them to work with me on. I asked for $75K out the box, hands down, with the bachelor's degree and now the certification and years of experience. And so they gave me a little bit less than that. And just so happened, I was having a meeting with my director one day. I'm in her office talking to her and we're having conversation. And she told me this. She said, you should have asked for more. Girl, are you serious? She said, you should have asked for more. She said, you're worth more than 75K. Even though they didn't give me 75K, she said, you should have asked for more, because the amount that I asked for was already too close to what they were going to give me anyway. So she said I should have asked for more. Y'all, please, when you go into an interview, and if some of you have a degree, a bachelor's degree or associate's degree, whatever type of degree you have, and you have a certification, be sure on the amount you want to ask. Always reach for more. Don't ask for less. That just stunned me when she told me that. But I had already agreed to the amount once they had given it to me, because it was too close. I was already so close to the amount that they were giving me anyway, that they went ahead and said, this is what we're offering you. But I should have asked for more, and they would have taken it into consideration. So is it better to have a degree versus having a certification? I don't think either one is better than the other, to be honest. I'm just being honest with you. I had one lady tell me, and she was a professional coder. She had been coding for years, and she had her certification. She did not have a degree. And I was asking her, because she was kind of like a goat in the game. You know what I'm saying? She knew, she knew the ins and outs of coding. And I asked her, I said, how much money should I ask for because I have a degree? She said, oh, they're not going to take that into consideration when they're looking at your salary. And you want to know why she said it? It's because she did not have a degree. And some people who don't have a degree would like to think that it's not taken into consideration. But let me say this: any employer that you work for, that degree that you have, associate's or bachelor's degree, should be taken into consideration. You worked hard for it. You got student loans for it. It should be taken into consideration, because then my question to the employer would be, why not? Why not? Because it's education, and education costs money. So why would you not take my degree into consideration? And let me tell y'all, when I went for my second job as a coder, they took it into consideration, and I was paid adequately. So please know that. So I want to tell y'all what AAPC said about some salaries, and I want to give y'all an example of how a bachelor's degree comes into play when you're getting your certification. So for a medical records specialist with no education, this is an estimate, is usually estimated to be paid around $29.63 estimated. But with a bachelor's degree, $33 an hour is appropriate once you have that degree for the same position. So $29.63 with just education versus $33 with a bachelor's degree.